What's up, everyone? Let's do a quick and easy setup of the Atomos Ninja V and the GH5. Okay, so the very first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure you have a high quality, high speed HDMI cable. Now, I went with the overpriced Atomos cable, which I know is going to transfer that 4K 60. Now, not all HDMI cables are made the same, so if you're not able to shoot 4K 60 with the Atomos Ninja V, then one of the issues might be the HDMI cable. So you want to make sure you have a high speed HDMI cable connected from the GH5 to the Atomos Ninja V. I almost forgot. If you're new here, my name is Caleb and I've been doing freelance video production since 2012, but this channel is to help you make your own videos, whether you just started or you've been making them for a while, whether you use the GH5 or any other camera. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna do is go into the menu and you're gonna go to the second menu option, and the very first option is the record format. And what you're gonna wanna do is make sure you're in the MOV format. And this is going to allow you to record over that HDMI output. Okay, so while we're in this menu option, scroll down to the fourth option under the second menu item, and you're going to come to the HDMI record output. And this is where everything's going to take place to get all the information out. So the info display, when you record on the Atomos Ninja V, this info display, if you have it on, it's going to basically capture everything that's on your screen here. So if you have a grid, it's going to record that. If you have all of your frame rate information, it's going to have that. So you're actually going to want to turn that info display off to get a clean image. Down convert, just keep that off. And then this is where we're going to turn on the HDMI recording control, and we're going to turn that on right there. So when you turn that on, it's going to allow you to output that record signal through the HDMI, high-speed HDMI cable to the Atomos Ninja V. And here we're going to keep the LUT HDMI display off because we're able to put some LUTs on the Atomos Ninja if you don't want to view the vlog profile on the Atomos. And one of the ways we're going to get 4K 60 10-bit 422 is we're going to use the wheel and we're going to scroll down, and here you have the option of recording 422 10-bit or 420 8-bit. We're going to leave it at 422 10-bit. If it's not there, go ahead and click that so that it is set and ready to output 422 10-bit to the Atomos Ninja V. All right, so now we have the HDMI record output ready to roll. So now we can pick the color profile and the frame rates that we want to shoot at. You should have the HDMI record signal right here, and that tells you that it's ready to output to the recorder to the Atomos Ninja V. And one of the reasons I got the Atomos Ninja V is because of the 4K 60 10-bit 422. And so what we're going to do is we're going to switch over right now. Right now I'm shooting in the 10-bit 24 frames or 23.98, but I'm going to switch that over to the 4K 60. And so I have a shortcut set up to get to my different frame rates and color profiles. And so I'm just going to click that. So on the GH5, it's going to say 4K 8-bit, but we know we switched over the output to 10-bit 422. So we know we're going to get that 4K 60 10-bit 422. And actually shooting on the Ninja V, I've actually kind of liked using the Vlog L, and so we're going to keep the color profile as Vlog because I feel like I have a little bit more control over that file. So now that we have the GH5 set up, let's take a look at the Atomos Ninja V. All right, so once we're on the Ninja V, let's just hit this time code, and it's going to bring up these different settings like input, output, like if you're going out from the HDMI, whether for a live stream or something like that. Record is one of the options that we want to look at. If you have the SSD drive in, you can pick the different formats that you want. I personally like ProRes, but it also has DNX and that you can choose from. Compression, you have the 422, HQ, light. I found that light seems to be working just fine for me. You can pick different timecode options. You can set up how you want the file name. So meters, if you're monitoring, no, this isn't a full review, but if you're monitoring audio, you can see the different levels that are coming in. Here's the audio level that you can make some adjustments. The media, this is where you would format your SSD drive. If you have it, see, I'm using the Samsung 860 EVO, 1 terabyte. So if I have that capacity full, I can just go ahead and format that drive to the Ninja. You can set up how you want the date, battery levels, and other information in there. Now down at the bottom of the screen here, you have the record option, you have a playback, and this one right here, this yellow one, we're going to spend a lot of time in there, but that's the monitor option. All right, so let's go into the monitor options. And here, remember, I'm shooting at 4K 60, and it's going to be 10-bit 422. And here you can zoom in to double check your focus and see where that's at. You do not have the 2x crop when you're in 4K 60, at least right now. So here you can bring up your waveform monitor to see where you're at. If you want your RGB levels, you can see where those are at. One of the things I keep on all the time is the focus peaking, and so there you can see it kind of turn on and off. So I have it set as red, so it's very distinguishable, but you can change the color by going in here and changing the focus peaking to whatever color you want, green, blue, purple. I keep it at red because I feel like that shows up really well. So another thing I have on all the time is the zebra stripes, and so I can set that threshold at 75% if I'm shooting in Vlog L. So I know that once I start seeing those zebra stripes at 75%, I know that I am getting super close to being overexposed and losing that information in those highlights. So you can make those adjustments here. If you want to view your image with a LUT that you've uploaded, which I don't have any on here right now, but I plan on putting some up here, you can pick the different LUTs that you'd want. If you go into monitor, you can view it with the Rec 709. That just kind of helps with exposure, setting exposure. The native is what you'd be viewing from the GH5. And so I have it on Vlog L now, and that kind of shows me what the image looks like with the Vlog. Another feature that I use all the time is the false color, which just helps with determining what's underexposed, what's overexposed, and here you can kind of see I have an underexposed image, except for this background in the back, but pretty much everything is underexposed. But we're not talking about exposure right now, we're talking about this monitor. I'm all right with that. And then you can go in and put the different grids on, and if you want to view it cropped to make sure you have everything in frame, you have the different crop factors here that you can use. As of right now, like you have a 4:3, you have a square, you have Instagram 4:5 or a 9:16 vertical. Personally, I like having the thirds on there, the thirds grid, just like I have on my GH5. I just feel like it kind of helps me determine how to frame up the scene. So there's some of the monitor options right there. So to record, all you do is hit this red record button and it will start recording in whatever format that you have set up. I have ProRes Lite. Now you can also go in and set up to trigger the Ninja 5 from the GH5. And to get there, let's just hit that time card again and we'll scroll over here to input. And here you can find the trigger. I have it set to HDMI. You can hit it, turn it off, and so when you hit the record button on the GH5, nothing's going to happen on the Ninja. But if you put it on HDMI, once you hit the record button on the GH5, it's going to trigger the record on the Ninja 5, just like this. That way you don't have to worry about reaching up or switching hands to hit the record button on the screen. You can just trigger it from the GH5 where you have all of your fingers anyway. And so that's just the quick setup that I have for the GH5 and the Atomos Ninja V. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those comments down below. Make sure you watch one of those videos that's popping up in your screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.